Giacomo, man, thank you for coming over and joining me. It's been a pleasure texting with you a little bit, but finally getting to meet you in person, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for having me, Sam. I'm glad to be here.
All right, for somebody that owns an espresso bar, how many espresso do you start your day with?
I just usually get my regular two double shots, and I
So
do
that's
it.
four shots.
That's no, that just a double
Oh,
shot. I
got
do it once in the morning and once after lunch.
it.
So that's about 4 shots a day. That's
Uh,
enough.
with with an authentic Italian espresso, what makes it authentic to you?
It's just smooth. We don't have to add sugar. The way we roast in Italy, it's different than they roast here. So it's not acidic. It's not bitter. It's not sour. You don't
Dang.
need much to it.
I tell you, it's something different. Even in Europe, like um, me and my wife got to go to Italy last year, and I don't know how many coffees I drank, but it was a lot.
A lot. And all you need is a little sip, and it just tastes good. You do it after your meal. You do it for breakfast. You do it even after dinner.
Certainly.
And it's not that much caffeine. It won't keep you up all night.
Yep.
You're fine.
With uh, with you mentioned you grew up in Italy. A lot of your family's still there. Where'd you grow up?
So yeah, my whole family's still in Italy. I like to say that I still live in Italy in a way, but my family is. We grew up in a town right outside Milan. My mom, my dad, and my brother, and I went to school all through high school. Um, my way to high school actually was downtown Milan, like 3 subway stations from the cathedral known as Duomo.
Wow.
So I got up every morning, 6 a.m. I would my way to high school anywhere between the age of 12 to 17. I did let's see, 20 minutes of train, 15 minutes subway, 5 minutes walk.
Wow.
I started when I was like 13.
So you went to school inside of Milan.
Yeah, inside Milan by myself, at the age 13, 12, it's not a problem. But I would I remember sitting in the subway with my little newspaper every day and my MP3, listen to music, reading the newspaper, and just living the dream, at 13. And then I did that for another, all the years of high school. And then
What's school like? I mean, what's elementary school like? Like growing up in Milan or in
it,
Italy, is it?
it's just different than here. First of all, like for example, in high school, you stay with the same class, same classmate through all the years,
Wow.
and you sit in the same room. Nothing changes. Here, I know that you rotate.
Really?
Teach. You go to class, and we don't do that in Italy. And then another difference is there is no sport. You want to do
Not for your
sport?
school.
No, for school, which is it's good and bad, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah.
But so I grew up playing tennis. I started when I was 4. My brother started. He's 2 years ahead of me. My brother started when he was 4. I was 2. When he turned 6, I started playing as well. And we got pretty good pretty early. And so went to national when I was like 10 years old. And then I had a little. I was little had an injury. I had to have 2 surgeries. But anyway, I started travel all the Europe for tournaments, play tournaments everywhere, Spain, Portugal, Bulgaria, Romania, you name it.
Dang.
I even went to Iceland to play a tournament once. And all the people I grew up playing with, now they're playing on TV. I'm not,
Really?
but it's fun to watch them.
Who were some of the guys you either played with or looked up to in the tennis world?
Well, I played with like Lorenzo Sonego, who's third in the world now, Lucas Puil. I mean, a lot of those guys you see on TV where, we grew up in the juniors. It's kind of fun now to watch them on TV.
You gotta be, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. And anyway, start playing tournaments. And then I remember I was like 17 and I told my parents, actually, they told me, it's like, what about the US? It's like, maybe you should try it out. So I remember we went to this agency in Milan, and they made me take a little. Now my English is fine, but back then I thought that my English was good because traveling all the time. But apparently, according to this lady that owned this agency, like, Giacomo, we make you take a test. I don't know, your English is not good enough. Anyway, look at now, I speak pretty good, I guess.
You do great.
Anyway, she was a little skeptical sending me to the US, but anyway, we worked out a deal to go to Tampa for 6 months by
Tampa,
myself.
Florida.
Tampa, Florida, by myself. So I remember I went
At
on
17?
17. Yep. So I remember I got up that morning, you know, with my suitcase. My parents took me to Milan airport, and then flew by myself. I thought that my English was very good until I got here. I had no idea what anybody was saying. And then anyway, I lived with for those 6 months. I was hosted by a guy that is like a hosted that takes exchange students.
Yep.
Anyway, I didn't know a word he was saying. I had a roommate with me. His English was great. We had good time. I really enjoyed my first 6 months. The deal was 6 months only. I liked it so much that I remember one evening I called my parents and said, I want to make it another 6 months. So I ended up staying there for a year.
Wow, in Tampa.
In Tampa.
Same host?
Same host. Yeah, same host. It was nice, you know, and then I was kind of on my own. I didn't even have a phone really. I remember I had an iPad. First iPad I had it, and then I had a Wi-Fi, and I would Skype with my parents, you know, Skype, video,
Video
call.
Shack, yeah.
And so I ended up staying 1 year there. I enjoyed it.
Were you playing tennis? Like
I was some, but I kind of like started.
Did you do it for school? Like, what was the reason for coming?
Well, my first the deal was I wanted to come here and actually play and train.
Yeah.
When I landed and I went to the school there, I found out that it wasn't really. I mean, I could have played for the school, but I wanted more than that, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I played, but not that much. I didn't really get that much better because I was actually just living the dream, having fun, you know, every day, school, learning English was awesome, you know. So I did end up playing some, but not enough.
Yeah.
So I went back home, and then I'm like, okay, now what, you know? And a guy, his name is Alex. He's a coach down in Boca Raton, Miami area. He knew some Italian guy that I knew. And anyway, they arranged a video call, and we met. We spoke on the phone. He's like, hey, you want to come in and train with me?
In Boca.
In Boca. I said, well, might as well, you know? So, and that year is the year that I trained a lot. I trained a lot, tried to actually play a little bit more professionally. I was hurt a little bit. I had some wrist injuries. But that time, you know, I went back to Boca. It was awesome. I went to school. I actually graduated in Boca.
From where?
Boca Prep.
Okay.
Yeah.
My wife went to Pinecrest.
Oh yeah, I heard that school there.
Yeah. Pinecrest is a big school down there. She spent a lot of her childhood, really from I think age 8 or 9 through high school, down in Boca. Her mom still has a place in Boca.
Nah, Boca's a nice place.
Yeah, it's funny old people, man.
It is.
Yeah.
You go there?
Sometimes, yeah. We got married down in Miami, so we like South Florida, obviously, for the weather and all that, especially during the winter here.
Yeah, it's nice.
With that, you're in Boca, you're playing tennis. You obviously start to make an impression on some people because you end up getting a scholarship to play tennis, right?
Yep.
What was that like for an Italian to coming over here? You're getting some recognition. You figure out, oh, I can go to school and play tennis.
Yeah. So it was. That was when I was playing very well, and actually I was it was too early to make any kind of commitment, but I really wanted to go to University of Miami, play there. It was possible, and that even at USF as well. Anyway, I had a little problem with all this transcript and the grades because, you know, I went to high school in Milan, and then I did 1 year, supposed to be 6 months, ended up being 1 year in Tampa, and then moved to Boca. All the transcript were a mess. So it was hard in a way to come up with some kind of colleges, you know. I think now it's a little easier, but, you know, 10 years ago it was
different.
It was a little different with all these scholarships. They had less European coming here. Now, if you look at all the good school, all the great players, they're all outside the U.S. You know, they're
especially in tennis.
In tennis, and so anyway, I ended up went to. My plan was to play University of Miami, something there, but anyway, went back home. Transcript took for forever, one thing after another one. I was supposed to go to a school in New York, didn't work out. Another school in Florida. Anyway, my coach ended up sending me to Limestone University, which at the time was called Limestone College.
Yeah.
We had a great team. It was good 4 years. Unfortunately, now they're not going to be there anymore. But, I ended up there, and 4 years, now I'm a business guy, but I had a degree in Bachelor of Professional Biology.
Oh,
So
cool.
I'm not using it at the moment, but yeah, it's been quite a fun. I enjoyed my college, played college, enjoyed just being in.
Yeah. How often do you play now?
I still coach mostly every day. I don't really play myself anymore. Maybe if I decide not to coach anymore, I would go out and actually play and have more fun with tennis. But
Yeah.
if you're on the court all day, the last thing you want to do is go back and play more. But then again, eventually I would like to go out and play more. Maybe golf.
Yeah, we got to get you on the
Tennis,
golf course.
we'll see. I mean, tennis, every once in a while.
Sure. With you said at the beginning you still, in a sense, think you live in Italy at times. You kind of split time. How often are you back in Italy with your family?
So I try to go once a year. I used to go twice, but usually I've been going for 3-4 weeks once a year. I usually
in the
go
summer. When do you go?
in the summer. I usually go in August.
Wow.
In August is when, usually mid-August is when in Italy nobody works. It's called Ferragosto. I try to be there in August. I think the best time to travel there is May and September, when it's still warm but not too hot, and it's a little bit less tourist.
Yeah.
Even though it's just too many people now.
Yeah, people love going to Italy.
Yeah, that's why the prices are going higher in Italy, But
with with growing up in Italy, how much did you travel around Italy?
not much. I traveled a lot, but it wasn't travel for like fun. It was mostly for
sport.
tennis. Yeah. So I've been in most of the European countries playing. Great experience.
Yeah, sure.
And
you learn a lot.
You learn a lot. When I tell people, I'm like, you're 16, you're still, like when I was 12, I remember one time I was 13 and I flew to Spain by myself. I was in Barcelona and I trained there for 2 weeks by myself. And my parents would call me, hey, everything good? Yeah, I'm fine. But I think that's how you get experience.
Yeah.
You just gotta get out on your own.
Sure.
No help from anybody. Just you're on your own.
What do you So you mentioned you're a Inter Milan guy, not an AC Milan guy.
Yep.
Inter is in the Champions League final. How'd you feel about that game against Barcelona?
Oh, that was. Luckily, I wasn't watching it live because it wasn't.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. That was definitely probably the best game I've ever seen in my life. But it was great. We were in the final a couple of years ago. We lost to Manchester City. Now in the finals, we have a lot of people hurt, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's against PSG.
Yeah. We'll see. What are you cheering for?
So I cheer for Real Madrid. In the final, I'll probably cheer for Inter.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't dislike Barcelona, but obviously being a Real Madrid fan, growing up with David Beckham, Beckham came to the States, like all that sort of stuff. So I pull for Man United.
Yeah.
That's a tough year.
Yeah.
This year. And then normally Real Madrid.
Yeah, good.
So, but yeah, I mean, I like Inter too, and they got some really good players. And they play a different style. They play hard.
Yeah.
They play, hard-nosed defense, different than some of those other teams.
Yeah. I'm surprised, I don't see too many Americans that follow soccer, but it's definitely growing here, especially here in Greenville. I think
it is.
It's growing now. We got the new stadium coming up, so yeah.
It's growing a lot. And growing up in the soccer community in Greenville, it's been cool to see more people pay attention to even the MLS.
Yeah.
Because back, I'm 36, so a little bit older than you, but back in the day, the MLS was nothing. Basically until Beckham came. And then that really turned the corner. With you, you're moving kind of all over, back to Italy, back to the United States, going to college. What was coming to Greenville like, or how'd you find out about Greenville?
Well, the school was very close by here.
Yep.
My wife's from Greenville, so
Oh, nice.
that's why I'm here.
Where'd you meet
That's
your wife?
in college.
Okay.
That's not really why I'm here, because she would go to Italy. She would like to just live there. So I guess it's my fault I'm here. But it's good, starting the businesses here, and then it's nice to see the city. I like it growing because that way there is more things to do. But
Yep.
I started the businesses here, so I'm like, I'm here.
Yeah.
We'll
And you've been
see.
here for a while now.
8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you first got out of school, you got into real estate pretty quickly?
Not right away. I coached a
Yeah.
lot. Started coaching a lot of tennis, juniors, adult. I still do, but in the meantime, got my license. Wanted to do that, but tennis just kept me very busy.
Yeah.
So it was hard to focus on the real estate first. And then decided to get out of tennis for a while. Didn't last long because then I'm still doing it. People call me. And anyway, then I started this coffee business, very small, with a few things, and started to do some pop-ups, corporate weddings, like little event.
Yeah.
We had a custom little cart, put it on the back of my car. I have a little small commercial machine. All my beans imported, from Italy. We started like that, and then
Pronounce it for me.
Sole.
Sole.
Sole means sun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like we can't live without the sun. And most of us can't live without coffee.
Coffee.
So especially good coffee.
When did the idea come for you even to start the stand or the pop-up business?
Just really as a side, I wanted to do something new.
Did you want to have it incorporated into like your heritage and being from Italy?
No, not really. Though when I go back home, the thing I miss the most is the bars. Like, you sit down and you order, the owners or the servers, whatever, they're just friendly. You establish a connection. You don't see that here.
Yeah.
So I kind of miss that a lot. And I like how there everything is simple, and simple and very good, high quality, and everything is just, I don't know, there is something
Better
to
quality.
it. It's just,
yeah.
There is something to it. So I wanted to do it here. Well, I didn't want to do it here. I missed it here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, let me do it. Somebody got to do it, So I started with a cart, and then, I was doing that in the weekend while I was still doing everything else. And then found a little spot, I'm in the real estate too, and I look at a lot of places, and I couldn't find a small spot. They were all like,
and you do
so
commercial? Or
I do residential.
Yeah.
But, I found a little spot that was a shell unit. So I had to do, pull the permit, get the architect involved, GC involved, do plumbing, electric, all that stuff.
Do the build out.
But I wanted something small because for my concept, I'm not looking for 3,000, square foot. It's too big. And so find a spot and then started it. And then doing that, now it's working out. And
how long ago did you start off with a coffee stand, basically, with pop-ups? And were you working weddings? Like, how were you getting your name out there at the beginning?
I did some like prepaid events, and I did a lot of pop-ups.
Yeah.
Really.
And you would just pop up downtown? Like
wherever places, I did a few at the Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
I did a couple prepaid event at Hales, the Rolex store.
Yeah.
We do we do the few car shows with them, a few other pop-ups on small businesses, Sometimes good, sometimes it's not good.
Yep.
With pop-ups,
you never really know.
You never know. You could it might be a successful day, you might lose money.
Yep.
So it's very hard to kind of, that's why we decided, let's just do a little store and see, Yeah, we were all in, I didn't have, we just all in, you risk it.
Yeah.
And then we'll see how it goes. If you don't risk now, I don't want to look back and like, I should have done it.
Totally.
So I remember a few months ago when we were still doing everything, I had a couple of houses on the on under contract. And then, so like my day, I would wake up very early, go teach tennis. And then in the meantime, I would be on the phone with, I don't know, real estate clients. And then I would swing by the store, making sure that the construction was working well.
Yeah.
And then back to the tennis club, and then back to the store. My day was like crazy. And
I can't wait to come to the store.
yeah, swing by. We did, we kept it very simple there. We did, GC did a great job. And then a good friend of ours did the tiles.
Yeah.
And then we just did everything. I mean, painting, baseboards, floor. We did all of it.
You did all that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It was
very cool.
Long hours, especially with my other jobs.
Yeah.
So but
Well,
it's
what does your wife think?
What's
your wife think? Like, is your wife, I'm sure, fully supportive, and she's like helping you out with?
Oh yeah, she's gonna be. She's I'm busy with the other stuff. She'll be running the place.
Yeah.
I'm there a lot, as much as I can, especially now. And she's making great drinks. She's very good with the art.
Yeah. Oh, like on top of the cappuccinos and stuff?
Which, art matters, but what really matters is the actual quality of the product,
Where do you source the beans? You said you source them from Italy, right?
Yeah, so I have a good friend of mine. His name is Michele. He's Italian as well. And he actually owns bakeries, one in Greensboro, and he just opened up one in Charlotte.
Okay.
He lives in Charlotte. Anyway, he works with our roastery. The roastery name is Bristotti. It's a company from Italy. That's where our beans come from. And then we have all kind of beans. We have all kind of coffee, different. We have few different products. You can come in and buy yourself. We have a little bit of everything.
What would you recommend somebody coming in to order first? What's their first drink? What would you recommend them ordering?
Honestly, right now everybody's coming in and they're getting their pistachio latte.
What is that?
That one is, we put actually Italian pistachio cream on
pistachio.
Yeah, and we put it on the rim. Let's say they get it hot. We actually put it on the rim and we chop up pistachio.
Nice.
Fresh. We put it on the rim, and then people love that one. We have that one cold as well. But for me, we have the cappuccino, and our menu is not like 1,000 things.
Of course,
simple,
it's simple.
And we're actually having a lot of Italians coming in.
Really?
A lot of French people, a lot of German, and then a lot of people that have traveled, and they comes like, the last time I had something like this was in Italy.
Very
and
cool.
I always tell them, this is the closer you can get to Italy without flying. You're saving a lot of money. Is
there a certain machine that y'all use?
Machines?
Yeah, like different than maybe what you would typically see in the U.S.?
Most of the machines that you see around here, they're all most of them, they're designed and they're built in Italy. Gaggia, La Spaziale, Nuova Simonetti. There are so many. We have a Wega, it's called Wega. The machines we have is great. It's Italian as well.
Dang.
I also have a smaller La Spaziale. We have 2 grinders. I have too many machines. Yeah.
Where did you mentioned you met your wife in college? When you decided to open this business, was that all right, you're going to help run this business, or how did y'all work that out to make time for all the things y'all are doing?
Honestly, I think she gotta get most of the credit, because it was a lot of her choice more than mine. It's just because when we go to back home, it's like it was her thing, I think. Yeah. So she pushed me on that, and I'm like, let's do it. At first, I was a little,
Sure, it's scary starting a business.
Scary, yeah, but I've always been that kind of guy. I don't, gotta risk. Mm-hmm. If you don't risk, you never know, no reward. And then I've always, gotta have something. Some people love the corporate business.
Yep.
They like to, work for other people, and it's great. And then some people are like that, like I wake up every morning, I gotta find something to do. If not, I get very bored. So when I go home, I'm like, all my friends were corporate. Yeah. Corporate jobs. The thing is, they're happy. They're happy, Here it's like, I don't know, I gotta find a way to be happy doing it,
Yeah, I'm similar. I think I need to be doing more than one thing.
Yeah.
Like I have my job, I do the podcast. I like to work out a lot. Like whatever it is, I just gotta stay busy.
Gotta stay busy.
With with you being the tennis professional you are and growing up in the tennis world, who are some of your favorite tennis players growing up?
Gotta be Roger.
Really,
Yeah, Federer. Yeah, gotta be him.
he's from Switzerland. Yeah,
Yep, yep.
I like Nadal.
Nadal. Those two are definitely the two top for me.
Yeah,
And now, like, luckily, really, Italy is doing a great job
are they? Okay.
with tennis. I mean, the Rome Open just finished, and we had Sinner is number one in the world. He's Italian. Paolini just won yesterday in Rome, uh, doubles and singles.
Wow.
She's also Italian. She's 7 in the world now. I think they won the Olympics. We have a lot of Italians now
Very cool.
on the top of the league with tennis. So.
What's your family think? What's their support been like from Italy? You starting a business from your heritage.
A lot. I couldn't have done it without them, really. My dad, he's a civil engineer, and my mom is an architect. They have a little studio themselves. My dad is the guy that I never seen somebody working as much as my dad does. So
yeah,
they've been very supportive. No way I could have done it without them. They probably were tired of me calling all kind of these ideas, and they've never been here. My mom came here once. My dad never came here. And they're the typical Italian, they hear America is great and all that, but they're like telling them what I wanted to do. They've been supportive, but I know that they were a little bit skeptical,
Sure.
a little. But I mean, they were supportive since day one. They know how I am. Every time I go home, I give them all crazy ideas. I have another ideas. These one involve like real estate. I like to have a little Italian townhomes eventually.
Yeah.
Here, like I have all these crazy ideas.
The architecture in Italy is so
crazy.
pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so pretty. So I would like eventually to do something with that here.
Yeah.
But
you don't have to sell me on Italy, man.
No.
I love Italy.
We gotta go check it out again.
Yeah.
It's just unique. But anyway, my parents, could have done it without them. And my brother too has been supportive.
Where's your brother live?
He lives in Italy, but he went to school. He played tennis. He played all over. He was a very good player. Played in Georgia and then went back, spent a little less a year in New York, and then I decided to move back to Italy.
Oh, cool.
And he's there now. I tried to say, you want to come back here? But nope. He's fine there. He's older than me, but he's fine there. And my parents, I'm trying to get them here at least to see, the bar,
Greenville's a good spot too, because it's nice. It's not, I wouldn't send parents from Italy to some places in the United States. I think Greenville would be a very welcoming spot.
Yeah, it is. And I have to get them. It's always something though. Like last year we had a dog and she was old, couldn't leave because we was gonna take care of the dog.
Sure.
Now, I have a, with the bar established, I want them to see it, because if it wouldn't be for them, with their support, just like I wouldn't be here. So.
What are the hours of your store?
So we open at 7:30 until 4:30 every day. We close on Monday.
Okay.
At the moment, but Saturday we open at 8 until 4:30.
I can't wait to come.
Yeah, gotta come. Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
It's been fun, we're going through a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
A lot of coffee.
What's been some of the biggest learning curves early on in a business like that?
I think you just gotta open up and do it and see. You might have a few things you can change. Some people plan too much, and then things change, and then they go downhill.
They never do anything.
They never do it. So I think you gotta stick with a plan somewhat and go for it. Yeah. So at the moment, everything is smooth, no issues. Even we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We're just brand new. This is only been open 3 weeks now. So I don't know yet if there is anything I could do better or anything that that is not working. It's too early, but
it's
so
good
far
you did start with the pop-ups. And the espresso cart and things like that. What are some of the other services y'all provide? Like you can do catering or you do special events.
Yes, yep. So we still have the cart.
Hmm.
We just don't do pop-ups anymore.
Yeah,
We do have a couple of prepaid events coming up, uh,
like
private.
yeah, like having you at their wedding and stuff
Yep,
like that.
yeah, that's something we consider. So the cart, we still have it. It's in my storage. We still have the machine for that. Um, so yeah, we still have that. We're gonna do it, just not more
Yeah,
pop-ups.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Pop ups are tough, even
tough.
any industry.
Yeah, they're tough. Logistic, and then you never know how much you gotta buy.
Yeah.
Um, Even now with the store, like the other day, I had to rush get more milk. In one day, we went through 9 gallons of milk.
Wow.
It was very busy that day. 8, 9 gallons, which, for some big coffee shops, that's nothing. But, we're new,
Yeah.
smaller. So yeah, we've been very happy with things that are turning out right now.
And
A
people
lot of
love
work.
coffee.
A lot of work though. Don't get me wrong. Some people got a couple people this week come. He's like, man, you have the dream job. Not
It's a
really.
lot of work.
It's a lot of work. I want to open in one too. I want to. There's a lot of work, but I mean, it's a lot of work in any job.
Certainly, especially an entrepreneur.
Yeah, yeah. It's sometimes you don't sleep much, and then even the time like that I'm off, which is really never. I still get up at 5, 6 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
I might be at the gym at 6 a.m. I don't know. I don't know. Too much. I don't know.
Now you like to stay busy.
Gotta stay busy.
With with you balancing all this that you have going in your life, what's it like trying to balance all that and find time for yourself and find time for your wife? Like, how do you try to balance all those things?
At the moment, I'm not really. I feel like that's just part of my life right now, and
It's
I
what you
haven't.
enjoy too. You
Yeah,
feel
I
like,
enjoy it. Yeah. See, when the minute that I stop and I have nothing to do, I'm not happy for some reason.
yeah,
I find myself when I'm at the bar, around people and talk to them, I feel myself very happy. A lot of people, they just like to sit on the couch, watch their movies, TV. I just don't know how to do that.
what
Very hard for me to do.
what's it been like from the Greenville community?
They've been very, very supportive. Um, once decided to open it, Greenville Journal came in, wrote a very nice article. Greenville 360 reached out, Fox, Ava came with Access Carolina, few other ones. They've been very supportive. I think the city of Greenville does a very good job with small businesses, and those that are starting up, they do a great job.
Yeah. Have you sent some of those back to your parents?
Yes, I send articles to my parents, and they don't speak English. My dad is slightly can probably read it and understanding a little bit, but I said send you the article, and they put it on the translator, and then they already printed it out.
And they see the pictures.
They see the pictures, so they printed it out, one in Italian and the translated version, and one in English.
Very cool.
I'm just trying to make them proud. Everything I'm doing, it really is for them, because if it wouldn't be for them with their support to come here in the first place, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So I mean, everything I do is for them, really.
Yeah, it's a great purpose.
Yeah.
With the menu, I know you mentioned it's relatively small now. Do you have ideas to expand? What type of food do you offer? Do you want to offer more food?
Yeah, right now the menu is small, but we don't. The more food, the more inventory. The more food, the more waste. I'm trying to keep it simple like we do in Italy. I don't want to start adding all this crazy stuff, even though they might sell more, because that's just not something I want to do. Right now, we get freshly baked croissant every morning.
From where?
Le Petit Croissant.
Wow.
They do a great job. Few different, they're simple. Good quality, simple, just like in Italy. And then they're sold out almost to the days for now. And
I love some croissants.
We have biscotti, great Italian lady. She's making them some for us. We have one with apricot, one with Nutella, one with pistachio, which is pistachio is the new thing now. People love it. I guess I started that. I gotta say,
Yeah.
but so the food menus, that's about it.
Mhm.
We do have some Italian candy. We have all kind of like sodas. I even have an Italian version of Coca-Cola,
Nice.
which is the healthier one, even though
Oh, sure, like less sugar
just
and stuff. Yeah.
less chemical.
Yeah.
And then I have, if you like Aperol Spritz, I have something called Crodino. It's like an Aperol Spritz, but it's a non-alcoholic.
Okay.
In Italy, people love that one. You sit at the table, few chips, few olives, and you get your Crodino. We have that. We have iced tea. We have a peach one and a lemon one. That one is called Estate.
Nice.
In Italy, it's probably one of the things that sells the most. Then we got Italian chips, candy, already mentioned, and packed cookies.
Oh, nice.
And few things are sold out. Few more things are coming in.
Yeah.
And then
And you'll figure it out.
Figured it out. Yeah, I got a big pallet delivered like a month ago, full of this stuff. I have another one coming in, and then we'll figure it out what to order, what not to order. We have some retail like T-shirts that for sale as well.
I need to get a T-shirt.
Yeah. And then we just keep it simple, and even the tiles. When we did the backsplash, good friend of ours did it, and I bought few extra tiles.
Yeah.
And what am I gonna do with it? So we made coasters from
nice.
it. And then I just don't like to waste stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I like it, keep it simple, no waste.
No, I love it.
So the menu for now, it's fine the way it is. Maybe we can add a few more things.
Yeah, adjust it a little bit.
Adjust it a little bit. I just want to make you, I want you to come in, sit and relax. I always tell people, sit, relax. It's the Italian way.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's funny I say that because
You're the opposite.
I'm the opposite because I just, but it's about you guys, not about me.
You got great energy. When Americans ask you what they should do in Italy, how they should go to Italy, what do you recommend them to do as like a trip to Italy?
You know what I say? I always tell them people, I say, go there and get lost. That's the way I say, because people go there and they go Rome, Florence. A lot of them go to the Amalfi Coast, which is great. Venice. There is just so much to it to do there everywhere. So you gotta do different regions every time you go. I think I tell them start. You could do the touristy things at first. Then you like it when you come back. Just go in different regions.
What's your favorite region?
Tough question.
Yeah.
I mean, Milan, where I'm from, it's great. We are very close to the mountains and very close to the beach. My mom is from a city called Riccione. Riccione is like the Ibiza of Italy.
Really?
It's a big party place. It's great. We have a house there. That one is in the Adriatic Sea on the east side. That region is Emilia Romagna. But I mean, every region is great. We like, Sicily is great. Puglia is a great region all the way in the south. That's where I was last year when we went, spent a week or so in Puglia. Dang. Every region. Now we got the Olympics coming up there, Milan, Cortina. So in February, I would love to go back and check the Olympics.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be so cool. With when you came over to the United States, and even today, what were some of the things like surprised you the most about Americans?
A few things. Food. Let's put on the food. Like I remember, I walked into Walmart one time, first time, and I was like amazed. I got in there and I was looking for bread. And I walk and I look at the aisle. There is like 50 meters of different kind of breads, pre-packed. I've never seen that in my life because, in Italy, we just see a couple of little bread, freshly baked every morning. And then same for the eggs. There is eggs like...
It's crazy.
100 different types of eggs. And then, so that was very kind of like, wow, And then another thing that kind of, the way the road, I've always they're just so big.
Yeah.
All
Oh
these
yeah.
big cars, the trucks. We don't really have trucks in Italy.
Yeah.
A lot of things that are very different.
Yeah.
Now I go back home and I see the other way too. I'm like, wow, these cars are small, you know.
Smaller.
But you know, even here, I try to stick with the Europeans cars, and I just try to keep it. My
Yeah.
life in Italy, I just try to live it here. You
Love
know,
it.
it's hard sometimes, but
What's the Italian community like in Greenville?
we have. It's not. We don't have too many, but we have a good amount. Um, and I have good friends that are Italians. A lot of business owners are Italian. There are a lot of like not too many like of like real Italians.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of people say they're Italian, but you know they're
Yeah.
fifth generation. You know, so
You're
they.
real
I'm
Italian.
a real. I'm real. You can tell by when I talk.
I love it. Yeah.
So yeah, but we're getting more. You know, we have Italian companies in the upstate.
Yeah.
They send a lot of texts here and raps. So Italians is it's getting a good. I like the way it is. We don't need to get too many.
Do you have a favorite Italian restaurant? Like you think they do it well in Greenville?
The only one that I'm aware that is really authentic is Bergamo.
Bergamo's.
Yeah, Bergamo, downtown Greenville. You know, and he's been there forever.
Yeah.
And I know the owner that started it, very good friend of mine. He started it kind of like I did, like risk it all, you know, go all in, and then he's still there.
It's been there
30,
for a long
30
time.
37, 38 years. So yeah. And then yeah, we have a lot of restaurants around in Greenville. Usually I like to cook a lot. So when I go out, I like to go sushi. Sushi is something I don't make at home. So I'm like, yeah.
What's your favorite Italian dish?
You know, a lot of people in the US, what I found since I've been here, they think that in Italy all we eat is pasta and pizza, which is not true. It's a stereotype, right? We have a lot of fish, seafood, a lot of meat, a lot of veggie, fruit, all that, right? So you know, that's how we eat in Italy. But anyway, I like a nice steak. I like risotto is one of my favorite too. Pizza every once in a while is great too. I just like to change it up. I don't really have something specific.
Yeah, sure.
Steak is good. I like seafood as well.
Yep.
I like everything.
Sure. If somebody was traveling to Italy and they wanted to go to a coastal town, where would you recommend them going? Like everybody talks about the Amalfi Coast.
Yes. So that one is great. He's getting they're pulling in a lot of Americans because they go there. A lot of Americans go get there and get married there. It's great. A lot of it, if you really like clear water, like the clearer you can get, Sardinia. Sardinia is the region. It's an island.
Yeah.
That one got the best water.
We almost went to Sardinia.
Yeah, that one is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I mean, Sicily is great. Puglia is great. Even even Riccione, where my mom's from. I mean, that one is great.
What's your mom and dad's name?
My mom's name's Patrizia.
Wow.
My dad's name is Daniele. And then I have my brother is Mattia. And it's just the four of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been quite of a journey. I want them to come,
they gotta come.
Gotta swing by here.
What where'd you and your wife get married?
We did in Italy.
Really?
Yeah.
In Milan?
Yeah, just outside. And you do it in a church, and there's a lot of people, they're like, oh yeah, we have whole churches here, and I'm like, our church is like in the, like very old.
Yeah.
Before even everything happened in the US. So we did it there, and then we had after the church, we go to something we call agriturismo. Agriturismo is like a kind of like a farm where they grow everything.
Cool.
And they have horses, they have all kind of animals, they have restaurants. Sounds and a pretty. Hotel as well. So that's, people gotta get married in Italy. That's the best way to do it. You start eating your lunch at 12:31, you don't finish until 7 p.m., you just keep it going.
Yeah, like you said, they just sit and relax and
Sit and
enjoy their
relax.
time with each other.
Yeah. Different courses, different wines, different, different things. Keeps you light, but it's just the best quality,
Yeah. It is. I mean, such a different quality.
Yeah. You went to Greece, so you would, it's very
It was
similar.
great, yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember, I mean, you're right, like the stereotype of what people eat in Italy or what Italians eat in Italy is pasta and pizza, and that's
Yeah.
what you think about. But I do think when you go over there, you might eat pasta and pizza, but you don't feel
You don't
bad.
feel it.
You feel lighter. You feel there's much better ingredients. It's
Yep.
prepared better. It's less, additives and preservatives and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and they don't, things, when something gets bad the next day, it's good.
Yeah.
Here I notice a lot of things, a week later, they're still the same.
Yeah.
They just can't be helped.
That is crazy.
So.
Yeah, you're right. Like things go bad. If things go bad, it means they were real.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
if you can keep something for 2 weeks and it's still not bad.
Yep.
It's got a lot
It
of
is. Yep.
additives.
And that's why I remember we had this conversation with my mom yesterday, 2 days ago. And she always, Italian moms, they always, look after. But, being my mom, they always look after. And I said, did you eat lunch? And it was noon, 12. I'm like, no, I don't have time. I really have no. And then anyway, she's always telling me, make sure you eat a lot of fruit. Make sure you eat a lot of it. She just,
Yeah.
I don't do the best job as I would in Italy here. So I got to start doing that a little bit better. But she's making sure that I do that, Everything got to be fresh, good ingredients, and simple. Simple.
Yep. So I want to pronounce it right. Sole.
Sole.
So when somebody comes into Sole, what can they expect?
Welcoming place, definitely. You just walk in, and it doesn't matter if you're in a bad mood or a good mood. My job is to make you, happier.
Yeah.
Not my job, but even the staff, the employees. You just we want to welcome you, and we just want to feel you.
Yeah.
Maybe if you having go through hard times, just sit down and relax. Or if you want to take it to go, we do that too. So that's and good quality.
Yeah. And the Italian feel.
And the Italian feel. I got we have a TV in there. We have a screen, and the screen is attached to speakers. And I have a little box, and I have over 120 live Italian channels.
Nice.
So
it's TV.
Yeah, it's TV,
really cool.
And it's live, and we have all the channels. A lot of time we played music through the TV with the speakers, Italian music only, and it's live. It's the other day tennis was on. It was a final. Tennis was
put
on.
It on.
But we keep it kind of light, because people come in, they do work.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be too loud because the people come relax, they drink their cappuccino, doing work remotely. But a few weeks ago, it was with the Pope, so we had on Rai Uno all the election and all that, and it was on the TV. So
where are y'all located?
We are located right behind across from the mall on Congaree Road.
Yeah.
There is a new development. It's called District Midtown. They've been there for 2 years. A lot of apartments, and the main entrance has commercials units under the apartments, and we're right there in the corner.
Very cool.
We have outside seating too, inside, plenty of parking, and we're located right on the corner.
Very cool. I cannot wait to come.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like people to know about it? I think, we've covered a good bit. I'm absolutely excited y'all are here in Greenville, and I can't wait to come myself. But anything else you think we might be missing?
No, just swing by, and I'm trying to be there as much as I can. I'm looking forward to meet, everybody, and never know the person that walks in there.
Yep.
It's just like to have conversation,
You have a good personality.
Good, yeah. That's what everything really is about too, So yeah, just come on in and we'll have a talk. I try, if I'm not too busy. One thing that I would like to do that we really do, and I make sure that all the staff is on board. I like we bring you out the drinks on the table. We do it the Italian way. We bring it to you, and then gotta come and check on you if you need anything. We just you gotta get. I always tell people that if you get a drink for here for the at least it's better because you're getting the whole experience.
Yeah,
Some
sure.
people are always in a rush, they grab it to go. That's fine too. But once they come in the order, I always tell them to go sit, relax, and we'll bring out the drinks. People, that way they just maybe don't think too much. They're not
Yeah,
too stressed about anything, just sit and
love it.
relax.
Like a Saturday morning, Sunday
Yep,
morning, come in, relax,
relax.
enjoy your
Yeah,
coffee,
enjoy your coffee.
listen to some Italian music or
That's right.
TV.
Yeah. And if you want to talk, and I always tell, we have Wi-Fi, people come in, do their work. We got accommodate everybody,
Yeah.
but yeah, just want them to have a good experience.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for coming over here today. I hope before long your family's able to make it over and see your spot. Um, Again, thank you for opening in Greenville and bringing some of that authentic Italian vibe and coffee and mood to Greenville.
Well, thanks so much, Sam, for having me. It's been very fun.
Yeah,
Loved it.
it's been a blast.
Love it.
Thank you for
I'm
coming.
looking forward to do it again.
That's right.
Thank you for having me.